Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today's video is a cool, awesome, spectacular deck list. I don't know if any of those words are true, but I feel like they're true, so they're going to be true today. We got Leatherhead, Eager Expat. We're going off the water symbol. We do have fire attuned cards in this list, so let's go ahead and get into it. Leatherhead, Eager Expat, Mutant. First form, add the top card of your deck to your rival's card pool face down. If they have 10 or more foundations, add the top 2 instead. Discard a card after an attack is not blocked. It gets +1 or -1 damage for each card in your rival's card pool. It's a 6-hand size, 30 health character. Let's just talk about that first form there for a minute. You automatically get to basically give all your attacks 1 speed, 2 if they're at 10 or more foundations. That's very, very powerful, especially like early game. That 1 extra card in their card pool gives all your attacks 1 extra speed, basically. And you actually can play like there's a card, Enthusiastic Encounter, that you can remove. You clear a card from your rival's card pool to make them add a foundation to their hand to debuild them 1. We got Ayame, which draws a card if they have a card in their card pool. Man, it's super cool. It's a very neat gimmick. Like, card pool clogging is what it's called. Like, sometimes it just feels bad if it's like an entire, like if that's all the deck does, right? It just keeps piling in cards into your card pool where you can't really interact or block, so you have to like DR the moves down or totally tank the speed to get around the progressive difficulty. So yeah, I think this deck's going to be super sick. There's some cool interactions with that discard 1 card after an attack is not blocked. So like if you're not going to block your rival's moves, you can just discard for minus damage and just DR things down that way. That's very neat. And you can get bonuses off of like certain cards we discard from our hands. So let's get into the attacks. We're playing 20 on one of them. Let's start off with Enthusiastic Encounter, 4 difficulty, 3 check, 1 high block, 4 high for 4, powerful 3. I love those stat lines. Blitz, clear 1 card from your rival's card pool. Easy, done. Our first form does that. If you do, add 1 rival foundation from their stage to their hand. Man, this is definitely feels like a Forbidden Moon set, but with less damage and no app to get powerful 5. But nonetheless, or even get the snap momentum. But this card is very, very good. It may be one of the chase ultra rares in the set, just on the build itself. Sure, outside of Leatherhead, it may be a little difficult to get that blitz off as the first attack. But man, I'm down. I'm down to debuild my rival and clog, and in exchange from clearing their card pool. Next up is 4 copies of Gator Roll, 4 difficulty, 3 check, 2 mid block, 2 mid 6. Blitz, this attack gets +1 speed for each card in your rival's card pool. Flip this attack after it resolves. It's a really nice poke. 3 mid 6 or more if they don't block it. If they're at 10 or more foundations, 4 mid 6 is pretty good, actually. We like that stat line, 6 damage on a 4 diffs, not terrible, or more. And then we can get some extra speed if maybe it's like a later in the string. I always like coming back from Louisville, the regional. I have now am going to try to put a throw. I'm going to try to put a throw in every deck if it makes sense, just for that guaranteed momentum, the guaranteed damage. Like throwing multiple attacks in a turn and not being able to do any damage just feels bad. Like with the Rodons of the world, like, yeah, sure, they have Mikasa defeats the female Titan. There are ways to flip attacks before damage step, X, Y, and Z. But like this, like having a throw available is always a nice way to close out a game if you need to, or just get some incremental damage as a game goes on. So we got Tongue Snatch, 4 difficulty, 3 check, 3 mid block, 4 mid for 3 throw. Blitz, if this attack is not blocked, your rival draws a card and adds 1 random card from their hand to the card pool face down. So if it's not blocked, I asked in the Discord, in a couple Discords, for a ruling. So just to let you know, the Blitz is a triggered effect, so you can call this. If your rival does not block it, they draw a card, then add a random card to the card pool face down, and then you can discard. Then you can respond, discard a card after an attack is not blocked. Get +1 damage for each card in your rival's card pool. So if they don't block it, you get to make them stuff a card and then get extra damage on top. So that's very cool. It's a really neat interaction there. Next up is Ayame, 4 difficulty, 3 check, 2 low block, 3 low for 4. Enhance, if your rival has at least one card in their card pool, draw a card. So our first form says, hey man, put a card in your card pool. This says, hey man, you have a card in your card pool, we draw a card. It's a low, which is really nice. Wears damage very well, 3 low 4. It's just, it's a 4/4. It's a 4 difficulty cantrip beat stick in the most part with the low block. It's very nice. Speaking of beat sticks, we got Besiege, 3 difficulty, 3 check, 1 mid block, 3 mid for 4. Charge Fury. This attack can only be blocked by cards with the printed block modifier of 3 or greater. Deadlock Blitz gets 4 damage. Late turn strings will end with Besiege for at least 8 damage. It can, right? Like base minimum 4. Say they don't block anything, they still have 1 or 2, so it's 5. You have other ways to get some extra damage. Yeah, it's going to be huge, and they're going to want to have to block this. But sometimes they just can't because they don't have the correct block modifier. So this card at a 3x, it even feels great just to throw out there at a 4, because if they don't block it, they could be taking more. And Lizard Tail Splitter, 4 difficulty, 3 check, 3 low block, 3 mid for 4. Enhance, discard a card. Your rival adds 1 card from their hand to the card pool face up, and then each player draws a card. So it's more card pool clog. It also gives you Deadlock Echo if you need it, so it gives you a secondary attack if you need it when their rival's in deadlock. It also lets you filter a card out. So if, say, you have a Feral Shriek or a Mikasa's Admission in your hand, you get extra damage and draw a card. It's very nice. Going into the assets, we got Beckett's Batleth, 3 difficulty, 5 check, 2 low block tech weapon. Enhanced commit, your attack gets 2 damage. If it deals damage, your rival adds the top card of their deck to the card pool face down. So if, say, you throw this on Tongue Snatch and it hits them, so they have to stuff a card. It's playing into that card pool clog to make since we don't really push speed with Leatherhead, we just push a whole lot of damage. So the card pool clog is our speed per se. And then we also got Team Dr. Chigaki, 2 difficulty, 5 check, 2 mid block. Ally unique, response remove. After a non-keyword ability is played on a non-character card, we cancel it. So any ability that's not on a character, boop, cancel. Very good. Moving on to our foundations, we got Syndicate Target at a 4x, 0, 6, 0 low block. After you play this as a block, we lose health. Well, it's always good to block as long as we're not at 1. So, yep. Surprising Skill at a 4x, 4 difficulty, 0 difficulty, 5 check, +4 mid block. This card cannot be committed due to rival effects. Flip after one of more of your cards is committed due to your sealed due to a rival effect. Bleh. Your rival commits 1 foundation, or you may ready a foundation. So it's a really good stun hate. It's stun protection because they can't commit it. It's a very good piece. Wears that +4 block mod very well. Plus you can also ready or commit your rival's cards. Funky Breath. This card's really sick. 1/5. 2 low block, enhanced flip. This attack gets -2 speed. If you fail to block it, your rival commits a foundation. So technically you could breaker 1 them in a way by failing to block it. So you could flip, give the attack -2 speed. We're just not going to block it. Well, I guess we have to attempt to block it. And then it costs us 2 cards to do this. We could fail it and then pitch to get minus damage. So it just depends on however you want to do it. Like you could just straight up just fail the block and then just get breaker 1 them in a way. I like that flavor text, Bloomin' Onion. 4 copies of Guardian Angel of Chinatown, 1/5/3 high block. Flip after your rival plays an ability that reduces the damage of your attack. Its damage cannot be reduced by your rival's effects this turn. So we are a damage pumping deck. We don't want our damage reduced, so this helps us protect our damage altogether from being reduced. We are a string deck, so 2 copies of Capture the Target, 1/5/3 low. Enhance once per turn, Tenacious. If you have 3 or more attacks in your card pool, we ready it because we want to be able to continue attacking over a long turn because we really want to get that extra damage in by them blocking or we're stuffing cards into their card pool. So the more attacks we play, the bigger damage we get. And for some added defense, we got 4 copies of Fast Friendship, 1/5, 3 high block, enhanced flips, attack gets -2 speed. If you have more face down foundations than your rivals, attack gets -3 speed instead. So for our government mandated 1 or 2 blocks a turn, this allows us to do that. Mikasa's Admission at a 3x, 1/6 mid-block response for move. After you discard this card during the combat phase, this attack gets +2 damage, or -2 damage. So really, it just gets X +2 or X -2 based on your rival's card pool. With Leatherhead, it's very neat. We're able to just pitch cards from hand and then get extra damage or extra damage reduction. Fleeing Danger, 2/5, 3 mid-block response flip. After you completely block an attack, your rival adds the top card of their deck to their card pool face down. So this allows us to, after our government mandated block, we get to do more damage reduction based on the cards in their card pool. It also helps with like Breaker. It helps with like disrupting their turn by adding progressive difficulty is what I'm trying to say. 2 copies of Moment of Normalcy, 2/5, 3 high block, enhance commit. Return this attack to its printed speed or damage. So damage reset, speed reset. It's very, very good for us. We don't want to take a lot of damage. We may be blocking maybe once, twice at most a turn, and we want to try to reduce as much damage as we take as possible. Diverting Energy at a 2x, 2/5, 4 low block. Enhance commit. This attack gets -2 speed, but we can flip it instead. If we do, attack gets -4 speed. So it's a flip for -4 speed. It is a commit and flip for -4 speed. So really it's just -3 speed because we have to basically commit this to help pass a check. It would help us pass a check if it was if it was ready, yada, yada, yada. The same reason why Fast Friendship is basically -4 speed because it's ready and we can use it to pass a check. 4 copies of Feral Shriek, 2/5, 3 high block. Response remove. After you discard this card during the combat phase, like with Leatherhead, we get to draw a card. Very cool. After your rival's combat phase begins, we discard a card and draw a card. So if we have no cards in hand, we can just straight up draw a card. Or we can just, discard a Feral Shriek to draw 2. 1 copy of Masho's Concealment, 2/5, 3 mid. Response commit. After your rival plays an enhance ability on a foundation, we say no. Cancel. The other part doesn't matter because we are not a ninja. And to help with the damage reduction, we got Broken Psyche at a 2/5, 3 low block. Response remove. After you take damage from an unblocked attack, add 1 card with a check value of 6 from your discard pile to your hand. Wow, that's super relevant in this deck because we play Mikasa's Admission and we have a not blocked effect to get damage reduction. So that's a pretty cool thing. I didn't even realize that. I just realized this as I was saying these words. Very cool. That's very neat. And then we have flip, discard a momentum, changes the attack's damage to 2. So we can just take 2 damage or we can just reduce it to nothing. 3 copies of Legendary Bandit, 3/5, 2 mid block. Response, your turn, commit. After your rival adds a face down card to their card pool, your rival adds the top card of their deck to their card pool face down. So with our first form, it's +1, so it's 2 if they have less than 10, it's 3 if they have more than 10 or more, which is crazy. Start off with 3 cards in the card pool, that's nuts. And then Enhance, Destroy, this attack deals damage, draw 2 cards. I really wish that Enhance had a Tenacious ability on it, because you have to pick and choose between the two, especially with it being unique and a 3 diff, it really should have had Tenacious in my opinion, but we're here. Into the board, because I've actually thought about the board for this. 1 extra copy of Team Dr. Ichigaki. It's in the main. We get to cancel non-keyword abilities on a non-character card with it. Hero's Upbringing, 3/5, 2 mid-block. Response, destroy 1 foundation. After your rival plays the same ability on the same card for the second or greater time this turn, seal it. Seal their character. We don't like Pony. We don't like Mikasa. We don't like Porco. We don't like Godzilla. We don't like Rodon. So yeah, we're just going to seal all these people. And then Enhance, remove 1 copy of Hero's Upbringing from your discard pile. Seal all cards in both players' card pools and momentum. Not that that matters that much. 2 copies of Eyes of the Tiger, 2/5, 2 low block. Enhance remove. Checks cannot be modified by non-character effects for the rest of the turn. So no breaker, no city rampage, no deadlock on vile seizing for as long as that's going to be like in the next 6 months, stuff like that. And one of my favorite cards out of AOT3, Driven by Retribution, 3 difficulty, 5 check, 2 mid block. Response remove. After you take damage, remove 1 card from your rival's card pool and add 1 card from their stage to their card pool. So you get to deny them momentum and debuild a foundation, an asset, or a backup from their stage, which is very neat. And then we love damage resets, playing a character who has DR on face, 3-5, Desperate Struggle, 3-5, 4 mid block. Response flip after your rival's attack gets a damage bonus, return to its printed damage, and then same thing with speed. Returns it to, after it gets a speed bonus, it returns it to printed speed. Man, when MHA 4, 5, and 6 rotate next year, it's going to be a huge hole that they have to fill with different cards. It's going to be wild. But that is the Leatherhead Eager X-Pack off Water deck, everyone. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, man. Stay tuned for more TMNT set deck lists. I'm trying to mix in some non-TMNT characters, so like oldies with some updates, which is sounds pretty cool, actually. So, and then until the next video, take care.